what will happen when you place a metal spoon in a steel on fire for a while? This is what is going to happen. The metal spoon is going to become hot, and therefore when you touch the spoon, you will feel the heat in the metal spoon. That is the reason why it is not advisable to cook or to stir a steel on fire with metal spoon, because metals are conductors of heat. Thank you. Good morning. Today we are learning about heat transfer. Ask yourself, what is heat transfer? Heat transfer is the movement of heat from one point to another. Or simply, you can say that heat transfer is a transfer or is a movement of heat from higher temperature to lower temperature. And this means that heat transfer places emphasis on temperature difference. So the direction of heat transfer only moves from a higher temperature to lower temperature. So this is a demonstration about heat transfer. I have my candle here. I'm using my candle here as my Benson burner, and this is my pan. So the heat is getting to my pan through empty space or vacuum, and this is a typical demonstration of heat transfer. We are learning about the meaning of conduction. As I'm saying, conduction is one of the modes of heat transfer. So what is conduction? Conduction is the transfer of heat energy through solid metals or through metals. So this tells that conduction or metals conduct heat. So all metals conduct heat. And one metal which is in the liquid state is mercury. So that is the reason why mercury is used in thermometers. So it is used as thermometric liquid. So we are here to demonstrate conduction. So right now I have my spoon over here that I'm using the spoon as my Benson burner. I have my iron nail over here. So I'll touch my iron nail with the flame of the fire. So that is how it is. So with a while, I will feel the heat at my hand, at my palm. So the heat will be moved or will be transferred from one point here to this point here. So that mode of heat transfer is what we call conduction. Thank you. Today we are now learning about convection. What is convection? Convection is also another mode of heat transfer. But what has happened? What is the meaning of convection? It is a transfer of heat energy through fluids. Someone asks, what is a fluid? A fluid is any substance that can flow with ease and take the shape of its container. So typically, our fluids are liquid and gases. So we are going to do demonstration of convection. So right now I have my metal spoon over here, I have my water over here, I have my Benson burner. So I'll put the water inside the spoon, and after that I'll place it on top of the flame of the fire. So I will realize that the water become will become hot. You realize that the water become hot. So when the water become hot, you can place the hand and see, and you feel that the water is hot. So this means that heat transfer has taken place through liquid, and that form of heat transfer is what we call convection. Thank you. So we are continuing with the application of convection. How do we apply convection in our daily lives? Very good. So, one, the land and sea breeze follows the principles of convection. So as you can see, when the sea breeze or when the sea is hot, the land is cold. When the land is hot, the sea is cold. So the land and sea breeze is formed following the application of convection. There's another one what's called ventilation. Ventilation also uses the principles of convection. So someone asks, what is ventilation. Ventilation is the process of replacing stale air with what? Fresh what? Air. Someone asks, what is a stale air? A stale air is air that is what? Has expired or has been contaminated. That is what we mean by stale what? Air. So another application of convection is the function of air conditioners and refrigerators. These air conditioners and refrigerators use the application or use the principles of what? Convection. Thank you. The form of heat transfer is what you're going to learn here right now, and what is radiation. As you know, there are three modes of heat transfer, and we have conduction, convection, and the last one is what? Radiation. We have already explained convection and radiation, conduction. So right now we're going to learn about or the meaning of what radiation and its demonstration. Very good. So what is radiation? Radiation is a transfer of heat through empty space. Another word for empty space is what we call vacuum. This means heat will transfer through empty space. So a typical example is like when you stand in the sun, the heat or the radiation, the heat rays touches your body through the empty space. So this is a typical example you can also hear. You have the flame of fire over here with my candle. I put my hand here so that I will feel the heat in my palm. The medium that the heat passes through is the empty space. So this form of heat transfer is what we call radiation. Radiation is a transfer of heat through empty space. Another word for empty space is what we call vacuum. This means heat will transfer through empty space. So a typical example is like when you stand in the sun, the heat or the radiation, the heat rays touches your body through the empty space. So this is a typical example you can also hear. You have the flame of fire over here with my candle. I put my hand here so that I will feel the heat in my palm. The medium that the heat passes through is the empty space. So this form of heat transfer is what we call radiation.